Kevin.
Al,
Kevin, Fred, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You doing good?
Yeah, man, having an awesome weekend.
I know you are, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm jealous, very jealous. So let me open the show. We're going to get right to you, okay?
Rock on.
All right, brother. Welcome back, folks, to another great show, No Cover TV. That's right, where Big Al Me brings you the original, local, and national music. I've been doing it since 1997, folks, from TV. Now we're on a podcast worldwide, and I'm slapping you around pretty good. We got some great music that I'm presenting you. And what I'm doing is I'm getting in the musician's head, and we're getting the stories out there, and then I'll leave it up to you to go to the platforms and check them out. I don't need to do your job. So get on your phones, get on your laptops, your PCs, get on whatever platform you use. But I suggest YouTube possibly, and you're going to check out this artist we have on today because we got a great show today. The artist in the house. This is going to be a fun show, ladies and gentlemen. The Kevin McLoughlin Band. Did I say that right, Kevin?
Absolutely perfect.
Awesome. I didn't screw it up.
Good job, Al.
Thanks, Kevin. Awesome. The wife is shaking her hand. You did it. My friend, you're having a good time.
Oh, heck yeah.
You're in Florida.
I am in Florida for Biketoberfest.
Yes, you're in Daytona at Biketoberfest, of all places.
Oh, I love it here. This is the only place where life is normal. Everywhere else is abnormal.
I agree with you there. I miss doing my biker shows and going to biker festivals. Yes, I miss my brothers.
Right on.
So, yes. So how many times are you performing at October?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right.
We are doing the inside stage. And tonight we're playing at 10 p.m., so we've got the closing slot.
Oh, nice. Nice. The closing slot, you're going to take them out and take them down.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. So, folks, what we got here with Kevin's band is this gentleman here is rocking the blues, aren't you?
Yeah, as hard as I can.
Oh, my. You are doing a great job. Oh, I've been playing your music constantly.
No kidding. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sitting back enjoying the hell out of this. Oh, yeah. Kevin, unbelievable, brother. So we got to talk.
All right.
All right. Okay.
It's just you and me. So let's talk. Let's be open and truthful.
Let's do that. Let's be truthful and open. And that's what I'm going to do with you, my friend. We got to hang in person. I know we could have a good time.
If not, we'll make sure we do no matter what.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Okay. This is what I got to do with Kevin. I'm watching you play and all this. And you memorized me, but I don't want to talk about that now. I want to find out a little about you. So I'm going to get in your head. I'm taking you in a time capsule, and you're going to go on a journey. All right?
Hold on tight.
Better hold on to this one, people. We're going back. Let's bring him back to when he's 16, 17. What is Kevin listening to? And when did that guitar grab in those hands?
All right. So there is a story involved with that.
All right.
So the way that I got involved in show business and in playing music was myself and some friends of mine. We were big Kiss fanatics.
Me too.
And what we did was we put on our own shows. We made our own costumes. We cut out guitars out of plywood and painted them up. And we did shows and we charged admission.
That is awesome.
And there was the four of us in the band, and we had like paint cans for drums and plywood guitars, and we had the fifth member of the band was the one who dropped the needle on the record. And so we did a show where we warmed up for a real life band, and I had just signed up. I didn't realize it was the same guy, but I had just signed up to take guitar lessons from the guitar player in this actual band. And I went to my, quotation mark bandmates, and I'm like, guys, I'm going to learn how to do this for real. And then it was like 10 minutes before they'll stop laughing at me. But that was when I was 14 when that happened, and I've been playing guitar nonstop professionally ever since.
Ever since. How long did it take you from 14 to get it down to where you're at?
I'm still halfway through the manual, man. I got a lot to learn.
You still got the Acme manual like I do.
Yeah. I'm gonna someday I'll figure it out.
We're always learning, aren't we? As we get older, we need to learn more. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so your first band was a Kiss cover band at 14. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. And you made your own costumes, and that's funny because I did the same thing in '78.
No kidding.
Yeah, I put wood together and made platform shoes. I nailed my tennis shoes to the wood and made a costume. And walked around the neighborhood, and like you said, I got laughed at, but I didn't care. I rocked.
Yeah, man. And to this day, the influence of Ace Frehley's guitar playing shows up when I play.
I agree with you there. You know, I had the pleasure to see him last summer, so that was very awesome.
I know. I'm that Ace is still out there banging it out and doing a great job.
Yeah, and every other song was a new guitar, and all the tricks he does. It was great.
Yeah, he's far more influential than most people give him credit for.
I agree with you, Kevin. I agree with you. Now let's get to you, my friend. Okay, we're moving up, but when did you start in the first band other than the cover Kiss band?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was the first time I performed live in a real band. Like I am Florida man. So yeah, in the way we do it in Florida back then, the way we did it is there was always, 3 guitar players and a drummer that wanted to make a band. So whoever was the guitar player who sucked the most had to play bass. So,
that's good. I like that.
The first couple of bands that I had to play bass. And the first time I actually played out live, I was a bass player, and it was a horrifically good experience. And I say that because I went out there and I was completely sure that there was no way I could do this. There's hundreds of people staring at me, right. And I forgot my name and every song I've ever learned. But then the lights came on and it turned into a black curtain, and it was just the 4 of us in the room. So I was like, okay, no. Let's do
this. So, well, the time came when you put that bass down and you formed your own band. When did you start going
a lot? So I practiced a lot, and that was one of the reasons, so I didn't have to be relegated to bass anymore. Not that bass is, a second choice, but when you're a guitar player, you want to be a guitar player.
You're a guitar player, exactly. You're born and bred that way.
So yeah.
So you started jamming, but now were you always jamming the blues? When did you pick up the blues?
Well, there's always a story behind everything. And
good deal.
I always wanted to be a blues guitarist. I really enjoy the format. I like the history behind it. I like the fact that it is, Robert Johnson is the father of the blues and the grandfather of rock and roll, and these uniquely American art forms. But as a teenager, I lived a fairly privileged life. So, I would try to write a blues song, and it would be like, oh, my dad only gave me $20 for gas to put in the car that he gave me to drive and do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
That's not a blues song.
No, that's not a blues. No.
But that was the worst thing that had happened to me up until then. And so living life and, being, I don't know, unfortunate or fortunate enough to have a whole lot of things happen to me. Now, at this point in my life, I've truly have the honesty to draw from my own personal tragedy and create some blues that will actually bring some interest, I think.
I agree. Well, that's what's unique about the blues music. That story that you gentlemen and ladies tell is amazing. And like you said, we go through tragedies and turmoils in our life, and you put it out in music. You do a damn good job, brother.
Oh, thank you so much. And the thing about a tragedy in your life is that it only seems like that at the time.
Right.
You can't look back on it. You realize that that's what needed to happen to get you out of the spot you were in.
I agree.
But the thing about the blues is that you're not sad when you're done playing it. Like you can I can wake up and just be crying like a baby and then play blues for an hour, and when I'm done, I'm happy.
You're happy. You definitely made me happy. I love it. So when did you start writing? Because you got to probably have a lot of material under your belt, Kevin.
I do, and I've been writing my whole life. Although, one of my favorite musician quotes is a quote from Prince, and he said,
Really?
your songs are like your children, and sometimes your children are ugly.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
so my first, you know, all the songs that I wrote as a younger man, they weren't that great. But in the course of learning the craft and acquiring the emotional support system to really drive a song,
Right.
in the form of my experiences, it's come to the point where it is now.
That's beautiful. And it looks like, you're playing out quite a bit. You're doing quite a bit of stuff around the state.
Yeah, performing live on stage is literally what I'm made for, and it's up to sometimes 5 times a week.
Really? That's
Yeah, I'm
great.
really lucky to be able to take what I was made to do and have it be my profession.
That is amazing. You made it into a profession. And like I said, I've been jamming to you. You're great. And I love your lead. It's very memorizing and melodic. It's beautiful, brother.
Well,
You,
I'm honored. That's a meaningful comment and a compliment. I truly appreciate that.
I watch it and watch it. I don't see no slop. It's you're smooth and grooving. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. So people out in podcast land, you've got to check out Kevin. Now, Kevin, where can the people in podcast land go to find you on the platforms? Where are you at?
Well, I've got some. I'm on Facebook. I'm on a little bit on Instagram. And
All
my
right.
stuff on YouTube, as you know.
Yeah, yes.
And really, the way to link all that together, I've got a couple of different websites. As right now my big thrust is the blues, and you can go to kmblues.com and see what's going on with us.
KM Blues.
Talk about that, I'm sure. kmblues.com, and then my primary website is kevinmcloughlinband.com. Good luck spelling that.
I didn't know how to say it, really. I just winged it.
Yeah. And actually, my email address, thekevinmcloughlinband@gmail.com. And people were like, what? It was like, yeah, I wanted something real easy to remember.
Type it out, people. So get on the platforms, type in Kevin there, or go to KM Blues.
If you're on Facebook, if you go into Facebook and you go to the search bar and you type in #KevinM, it works on Facebook only. You'll get to the Kevin McLoughlin Band page, and then it links to everything else.
I'm sure you're taking over. World dominance here for Kevin.
Well, that's the goal.
Right.
That's the goal. I mean, I'd love to just dominate my own backyard, but we'll go from there.
I agree with you there. That's wonderful. All right. Aren't you in production for a new release?
I am actually.
So
this is, I have been threatening. This will be the first release I've done under my own name as the Kevin McLoughlin Band.
Okay.
And I expected to have it done about a year ago, and so live from the stage, I've been threatening to put out an album, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. And the guys in the band were like, "You need to name that thing. It's about time."
Right.
Because
let's do this.
Time. I want to hear about this album coming up. I want to do it.
You want to do it.
So all the songs on the album were literally forged on stage in front of people. And so it made the most sense to go ahead and record the thing live in front of people looking. So what we did was we set it up. We did a album recording show.
Okay.
And everybody invited to the show was asked to pick which version. We played every song 2 or 3 times in a row.
All right.
And we asked everybody to pick which one they liked the best. And those are the ones that are getting on to the album.
Awesome. Now, do you plan on taking the boys into the studio?
Absolutely. It's not going to always be that way. But one of the reasons why it was taking longer than it should have is just the accumulation of capital to make the thing happen. And so my my methodology with that was like, instead of paying for the studio to record, how about we just get paid to do a gig and then record that?
Exactly. The phones do a great job, recording nowadays. So
Well,
why not?
and well, it's slightly more sophisticated than that. And
Okay, well, good.
in one of my lifetimes, I was a professional audio engineer. In the 90s, I
Awesome.
did sound for, name your favorite country artist from the 90s. I did sound for them. And
Beautiful.
so I'm used to working production at the national level.
All right, brother. I love
So
that.
so now that we live in the future, I get such a kick out of it, because now I've got this tiny little mixing console that acts as my audio interface, and it is literally the exact same size as the box.
That's funny
Every
because
time I plug it in, I laugh, because when I used one of those in the professional, it was a 6-man lift. So instead of a 6-man lift console, I'm using a shoebox. And then
shoebox, right?
box, and I plugged it in to my Apple-made pane of glass, and I recorded my live album with a $50 app through a shoebox into a pane of glass in the form of an iPad. And I can't stand it. I laugh every time I think about it.
You got to do what you got to do.
But you know what? It's release quality. I can't believe it. The quality of the sound is worthy of being released. And I'm excited we actually got enough good taste to put out an album with that situation.
Oh, I'm glad that worked out, because I love what I saw and heard. That's for sure. That's for sure. Now, I want to ask you, we're around probably the same age. I'm not going to date us, but what's it like from now to back 20, 30 years ago, when we had to pop the trunk and put posters up on the pole and pass out cassettes to the platform?
To be honest with you, it hasn't changed at all. Just the way that you do that has changed.
There you go. I like how you put that.
So instead of, guys who remember the 80s and Sunset Boulevard, instead of going out and stapling your poster over last week's poster on the wooden pole, and selling that you had to pay for to get them to show up, we use Facebook and Instagram, and it's free advertising. Or you can put 20 or $30 on it, or you can get a Google ad account and do your own overdubs and make a YouTube commercial. And it's the same thing, more efficient and more effective.
It is. It is more efficient and effective nowadays. When I was doing the TVs in the 90s, things changed quickly, got to digital. I was like, wow, incredible. But it's amazing.
Well, Al, a lot of people comment on the changes that undergo, that get undergone in our industry. And I was actually talking to a radio personality earlier today, where she, like, the list of her jobs got eliminated by technology. But listen, I've got an open attitude with all those changes, because think about it. When the phonograph came out, the musicians union boycotted it. They tried to have it outlawed because they believed it would eliminate the need for people to go to concerts. But it turned out that the invention of the phonograph was actually the best thing that ever happened to the music industry.
I would agree.
So now when technology comes out, I don't whine. I just find out how we can capitalize on it and make everything better.
I agree with you. That's what I have to do with the podcast. Is agree.
Yeah, these podcasts are proof in the pudding right here.
Yeah, it is. And this is what I like, what I'm doing with the podcast. And I'm worldwide now. I'm not just in the United States. And that's what I love. I can get you everywhere.
Rock on.
So that's what it's about, everybody around the world gets to check you out, Kevin. And that's what I want to push. So get on your platforms. I'm going to we're going to talk about music now. And then we'll get to some more questions. How does that sound, Kevin?
That sounds great.
I want to talk about this. Now, get on the platforms, people. I'm going to mention some songs here, and go ahead and hit play. Because, like I said, you're going to be memorized by Kevin's playing here and his band. 3-piece band. That's all you need. The guys definitely, emphasize you. And that is awesome.
I'm lucky enough to have a lot of great players who are willing to perform with me.
They do a great job. It's a great job. Okay. The first song I want to get to Iron Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking this one.
Well, this is a song about how much of a stubborn a-hole I can be.
You one of those too?
When I set my mind to something, nothing gets out of my jaws.
I hear you. I hear you. So, okay, tell me about Iron Will. Is it about you being an a-hole, or what's it about?
Well, it pretty much just when I decide that this is how it's going to be and I know that I'm right, there is no changing it, period.
Okay. It's your way or the highway.
Because I know I'm right. If I'm not sure I'm right, I'm totally open-minded. But when I know I'm right, you can do whatever you think anything you try, it's not going to work.
Exactly. I'm digging that song, brother. I love it. That's cool.
I'm glad
man.
you like that one. That's one of my favorites.
I really do. And the next one I like, where you change up just a little bit, is Day by Day.
Yeah. There's a lot on that song, actually.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, that song came about because I was at the time I was in probably the best romantic relationship I had ever had in my entire life.
Okay.
But I was just I wanted so badly to fall in love with this woman, but it wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt terrible. But the only way that I could, I had to set her free because she deserved someone who truly wanted her to be the center of their world. And it wasn't turning out that was me. And I didn't like it, but I had to be true to what I was feeling. And so I literally walked out of the most cushy situation that I've ever been in my entire life. And it was very difficult. I literally had to take it day by day.
That's hard on the heart, isn't it, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It fucking sucks, honestly. Pardon my language. But I like the song a lot. I do.
That's typically most people's favorite is Day by Day.
Is it really cool? That's awesome, man. Now, there's one other song I want to touch on, and I listened to it. And the name, Shaky Ground. There's only one other band out there, performers I know that perform Shaky Ground, and that's the Temptations.
Right. That song was written by the Temptations, and then again by Delbert McClinton. And it's an adaptation off of Delbert's version that we do. And being on shaky ground is something that what separates the men from the boys.
That's right.
Is the fact that nobody knows you're standing on the same shaky ground as everybody else.
They don't know. Exactly. And your rendition, I like it better.
Oh, wow.
You do a great job on that. I just love your late playing. I do.
Thank you.
Now, I'm looking at you and everything. I glance at the guitar. Are you playing a Tiger Wood PRS?
I most certainly am.
Nah, I gotcha.
So there's a story behind that as well.
Oh, let's go there.
So I went to college in Boston for like one whole semester.
There you go.
And it was when Paul Reed Smith was first coming out.
Yeah.
I went to, I can't remember the name of it, one of the big music stores in Boston. And they had these guitars sitting in a display, like back behind where nobody really could see them. And I'm like, what about that? That looks pretty.
Yeah.
And so I picked this guitar up, and I found the same guitar, that amp that I played, that I owned it. I plugged it in, and I just banged an A chord. And I was like, oh. All of a sudden, I could feel all these eyes on my back. And I turned around, and the entire music store was staring at me. Not because it was me, but because the A chord on this Paul Reed Smith guitar was so insanely magical that nobody had ever heard one of those guitars in that. And that was the first time. And it was so full of rich harmonics, and it was a religious experience, to be quite honest with you.
I'll agree, because I have a PRS myself, and I love it.
That was where my love for Paul Reed Smith guitars was born.
Oh, it's a beautiful guitar. It's beautiful, and you make it sing to you. That's for sure.
Well, that guitar does. I don't play that guitar. That guitar plays me.
There, I like it. Exactly. It does a great job. It tells you where to go, and you go there.
It really
Oh
does.
yeah.
I just close my eyes and turn off my mind, and that guitar tells me what to do.
Man, you just make it scream. I'm liking this. So, people, I hope you're out there checking out Kevin McLoughlin Band on the platforms. And again, then he's going to tell you where the platforms are again in just a few more minutes. But let's continue on here now. Let's see here. I got so many questions for you. You know, I'm still looking at your pages and stuff, and it looks like you got some good following. You got some fans out there. I like that.
There's a couple of people, yeah.
Yeah.
We're international now. I just got a chance to name a top fan from Brazil, and so we're moving out and moving on, growing the Kevin McLoughlin Band family every day.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did a show over with Brazilians and stuff, and sometimes I have run into a little problem with dialect. But musicians, we seem to all speak the same language, so I think we all get it.
Yeah.
So that's great that you're getting around the world like that. I liking that, Kevin. Nice. Now, let's go there. Now, you've been on the stage for a long time. Nice. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable on stage with everybody looking than I am at home in my own bedroom.
Now, when you get on that stage every day, every night, because you're doing this pretty much full time, when you get it there and you start jamming, people are having a great time. How's your heart feeling? Is it still glowing like it did the first time you performed?
More and more powerful all the time.
Is it?
And the reason is because the goal with all of this, and of course, as I mentioned, this is what I was made for, to be on stage and to perform my own songs. And
yes.
the whole procedure is to connect with the audience, connect with the listener, and bring that listener on a journey with me. And it's the kind of journey that can only be had through the music.
Mm-hmm. And you take us on a heck of a journey. I like it.
Yeah. So if my songs inspire you and take you to a place, that's why I've written them. Mm-hmm. And that to me is musical success.
That is cool. Nice. I like that. Now, where do I go on this question? You've done so many shows in your lifetime. Is there one that stands out?
Oh my!
I mean, you're a bike film
that stands out for so many different reasons. All right. Here's one. The first one that came to my mind. The first one that came. It was not a Kevin McLoughlin Band show. I was playing guitar for, God rest his soul. I was playing guitar for Davy Jones.
Really?
And we had a Thanksgiving Day show, and I'm playing guitar for Davy Jones. It was my only guitar solo in the whole show. It was like a 4-bar little ditty thing. And so we're playing at Gulfstream Park in South Florida, and there's, I don't know, thousands of people there looking. It was my first solo with Dave Jones, and I go to step out to do my solo, and I get tripped up by my guitar stand. So here I am, trying to play a guitar solo, limping across the stage, falling. I fell down during the solo. It was horrible. It was horrific.
But you recovered, I'm sure.
Well, we all lived. There was no accident, death, or death. So, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I guess that's a show that will stand out.
Yeah, that stands out for not the right reason, but definitely.
Oh man! Well, now you've done some cool stuff, played with some cool people. Who is somebody out there you would really like to grace the stage with and perform with?
Oh, that list there's no end to that list.
I gave you 3 people. What do you got?
Well, all right. So one I've already done. Okay. Another big influence in my life was Dave Lubeck from Molly Hatchet. Oh. And I did get to share the stage with him, to be able to stand toe to toe with one of the actual authors of Southern rock itself.
Yeah.
To sit there and play toe-to-toe, exchange licks with Dave Lubeck. That was an epic moment in my life. And then Dave and I ended up becoming very good friends before he died.
That's awesome. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So that, I would say Warren Haynes.
Warren Haynes.
Warren. And then maybe Ace Frehley.
There we go. Ace Frehley. You wouldn't want to jam with Ace. That's great. I love it. That is awesome. Now let's turn around. What stage out there around the world, anywhere in the world, you want to get on and perform?
Every single one of them.
Every single one. You don't nail it.
And the Geddy Lee said it right when he said, all the world is indeed a stage. We're all on stage every second of the day.
That's right. We all have to have a performance.
You know, the thing that like a big turning point in my mindset was realizing that I am on stage every second.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's looking.
Yeah, everybody's looking.
When you live your life as if you're on stage every second, then every minute of your day is a show. And when a show becomes the norm, that's when you can truly let go and allow your emotions to show up when you play, because you're comfortable and you can bear your innermost depths with a group of people. I was there last night. It happened to me last night. During about 3 or 4 of my own songs, playing them, I just was weeping bitterly during the songs.
Oh man!
And it's just it's an amazing experience to feel like, you know, me and 50,000 of my closest strangers all having an emotional experience together. It is just an indescribable thing.
That is beautiful, Kevin. Beautiful. Everybody out there, I hope you're checking out the Kevin McLoughlin Band on the platforms. Again, where can they find you, Kevin?
Well, the easiest way is if you do Facebook, get on and type in #KevinM, or go to the kmblues.com website, and that'll be everything there is to know about Kevin McLoughlin Band.
That's great. Now, let's talk about this right here, my friend. You're a finalist, the IBC, International Blues.
Yes, the International Blues Challenge.
What's up?
This is insane. It's not even realistic to me, Al.
Right?
I got to tell you this. This is crazy.
Talk.
So I've got a close friend who is in the Treasure Coast Blues Society, and I competed last year in the local IBCs and I didn't win. And I didn't deserve to win. The other band that beat me, they were better. So, but Sandy Griffith, she is just an absolute sweetheart, and she's a huge fan. And like for a whole year, she's like, you're gonna be in the IBCs next year, right? You're gonna do this. And I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work, Sandy. Like, and she's like, okay, you got to do it though. So the thing with the IBCs is you register with a certain set of band members, and you play with those guys. So luckily, I didn't fill out the form because I one of the drummers that I play with, my regular drummer is on the board of directors of the Blues Society. So he was disallowed. So I had to find a drummer.
Right.
And my bass player called me and he's like, listen, I won last year. I went to the IBC. Like, I don't need to go again. Give someone else a chance. So here I am with the local Blues Society pressuring me to join. I don't even have a band.
Oh man.
So I got a guy. He's great. He plays drums with me in the Allman Brothers tribute band that we do. It's called Brothers After All.
Nice.
Great drummer. And he's like, yeah, I'm on tour, but I'll be back by then. So I'm in.
All right.
All right. Now I got a bass player. Now I got a drummer. And so I just need a bass player. And of course, Sandy Griffith with the local Blues Society, she hooked me up with a bass player, great bass player, Willie Suarez. And then 7 days before the deadline, actually 5 days before the deadline, my drummer, he calls me and is like, man, the tour's been extended. I'm not coming. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? You waited until now to tell me? Oh my God. So So then I start calling everybody, call everybody that I know, and I know a lot of great drummers. Nobody is available, and so like on, the deadline is Saturday. On Thursday, I'm like, you know what? It's not in the cards. It's just not meant for me. I'm not going to be an IBC, competitor this year, and I just gave up. And then a good friend of mine, very good friend of mine, the guy who's actually responsible for me getting back into Southern rock in the first place and blues, he calls me and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing a gig with Dean Lope tomorrow night. Like, you got to come by and see us." And I was like, "Oh, I forgot about Dean." So I called Dean and I'm like, "Dean, please play with me on Sunday night. It's the IBC challenge." And so literally when we got on stage, I was introducing the band to each other. Because like we had never played together, never as a group. And I called in the midst of all that, thinking that my band was going to be a little shaky. I called Lefty Hathaway. He's the first call B3 organ player around town. I'm like, man, if we have Lefty in the band, we're going to do good.
There you go.
So it comes from on Thursday. I wrote it off and I said, it's just not meant for me. I'm not going to do it. To Sunday night, we get up on stage and we play and we win.
You win.
So we won the Treasure Coast Blues Challenge. And what that means is what we get to do is we get to go to Memphis, Tennessee from January 16th to the 20th and compete with the best blues bands from all over the world.
That is great.
If you're not familiar with the IBC, you might be familiar with South by Southwest. So imagine South by Southwest, where like all the bands could converge on Austin. Yeah. Like imagine if that was like an NFL style playoff and there was one winner. That's what the International Blues Challenge is. So we are going to descend upon Beale Street and dash away and hope to be considered on par with the best blues bands in the world.
Congratulations, my friend. That is wonderful, Kevin. You deserve it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're a badass on that guitar, man. You deserve that.
I'm only halfway through the manual. We're going to get there.
I can't wait till you see it when you get finished with it. Now, I was looking at videos and stuff, and I noticed you did a performance for Indian Motorcycles. Real cool.
Yep, I did.
Did they give you a bike?
Well, I ride Harleys.
I do Harleys, not Indians. That's my friend. All right. So I'm sure that was a good show, though.
That was a fun show, actually. Yeah, we had a great that show. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, sounds like you're having a lot of fun at what you're doing, and you're damn good at it. You got some great music, brother, and I can't wait to hear what you continue to put out.
Well, the best way to hear what we've got coming on is go on to the it's kevinmcloughlinband.com, or you can get there through kmblues.com and get your name on the mailing list. And what we'll do is we will let you know when the album is done. And I'm gonna try to do something. As you know, Spotify is an awesome platform. I listen to Spotify constantly. I love Spotify. But what I'd like to try and do is I'm going to create a limited edition collector pack of the music it'll be, I haven't figured it out exactly. It'll be like on CD or on vinyl. It's going to have like a KMB branded shot glass and a bandana and like a personal handwritten note from me. And it's going to be a collector's item, first release, first edition, pre-release, limited edition deal. And I'm going to make that available to the people that are part of the Kevin McLoughlin Band family, because they deserve to, be treated, at first.
Very, very cool. Take care of the fans. That is beautiful. Support are my favorite words. Check out Kevin and all the other local and national acts out there of all genres and age groups, because there's some great music out there. There is, Kevin. There's a lot of great music out there. What do you think about it?
Oh, the music is alive and well. You know, people are talking about, like, is guitar music still going to live? Oh, heck yeah.
It's alive.
Live and well, and there's thousands of new songs with great guitar on it coming out every single day.
It is. It is. So, what's the future looking like next 5 years or so? Where are we going?
Well, honestly, Al, what I truly want to be able to do is just tour around the southeastern United States in performing, sell a few CDs, and if there is such a thing anymore, and T-shirts off the side of the stage, and have all that be economically feasible. If I could do all that, the reason why I want to be able to do all that is because what I've been experiencing lately is people out in the audience singing along with my songs,
right,
and just having a great time doing it, and all of us as a group going on that journey together that can only be traveled through the music. That's where it's at for me. And whatever's going to be economically feasible to maintain that, that's what I'm going to do.
I hope you get out there and tour, and I hope you hit Michigan. You hit me up if you do hit Michigan.
You're in Michigan, all right.
I'm in straight up in Michigan.
If I go to Michigan, it will be in the summertime.
Right? I'm coming down to you. My bags are packed, brother.
Yeah, come on. We got plenty of room.
All right. That's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kind of wrap up the show here. Check out the Kevin McLoughlin Band wherever he is out in Florida, and if he goes out on tour, which I know he's going to do.
Yeah,
and this new release.
Definitely happening.
When is that coming out, the new release?
Well, as soon as my unrelenting perfectionism will allow me to let it go.
I love it. Nice. That's a song in its own.
Yeah, right. No, honestly, it's all the basic tracks are done. I'm putting some overdubs on it within the next 3 weeks, and then the rest of the mix down will go quick, and it'll come out at some time during the fourth quarter of 2023.
Awesome. That's great, Kevin. I appreciate you coming on the show today, and I want to do another interview 6 months or so down the line.
Al, I've got to tell you, that would be great, and I'm honored that I've come to the point where I'm able to draw the attention of a worldwide podcaster like yourself.
You got it, brother. Anything I can do for the musicians, I know what it's like. I've been there. And yeah,
totally rock. Anytime you're anywhere near Florida, hit me up. I might even be in that town where you're at, and
yes.
We'll hang out.
We'll hang out, my friend. We will. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you listening to the No Cover TV podcast. I'm Big Al, your host. Get a hold of me on Facebook, No Cover TV, or Instagram, No Cover TV 1. Do email nocovertv@yahoo.com. And of course, check out Kevin McLoughlin Band wherever you are. Kevin, I appreciate it so much. We're going to get out of here. I want you to say peace to everybody.
Peace out, everyone. The honor is mine. Rock on and do your thing.
All right, my friend. I'm going to talk to you real soon. I'm going to set this up and get it set off, and it'll be on the platforms in about 5 minutes, my friend.
So cool. I love living in the future. This is awesome.
Dude, it's cool, isn't it? I love pushing buttons. Hey, before you go, you still there?
Yeah.
Here is I got buttons on my thing here. Let's give you some applause. Yes, for Kevin McLoughlin. There you go.
Love to hear that sound.
All right, I'm going to talk to you soon. We're out of here, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.
Yeah.
See ya.